What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Kyle's Gaming. It's your boy Kyle, and in today's video, guys, I am finally going to be ranking the Origins staffs. And just a few really quick things before I get started. Number one, guys, you are going to be now seeing a decline in how often I get the videos out on YouTube. As you guys know, I am starting my new college classes for the next semester, and I will be starting those this upcoming Tuesday. So you will see a decline in when the videos come out, but I am still going to work hard on them and try and make them some of the best videos for you guys. And I do plan on doing more of like gameplays and stuff with different games, not just horror, as I have said before. And then announcement number two for you guys is that I am planning on branching out with my top fives and covering different kinds of things, like, you know, top 5 Call of Duty games, maybe like top 5 horror games that I've played so far, top 5 Assassin's Creeds, you know, whatever, stuff like that. And then the other thing that I did want to mention pertaining to this list in particular is I'm going to be ranking these staffs on a few different, you know, just a few different things. So like number one is going to be how easy or how difficult they are to get the parts for them and build them. Number two is going to be the upgrade process, good lord, I can't talk, both in Agartha, or sorry, the Crazy Place, and in the real world, because as you know, there's one in the where you get the rocks and upgrade the staffs, and then there's one in the actual real world. So the last thing is going to be power and like how long that they are able to last with each round. So like what's the highest round they can get up to before they become ineffective, and then of course you have ammo and all the other stuff. So without further ado, guys, let us go ahead and see which staff reigns supreme and which staff sucks rope. Coming in at number 4 in last place on the list, guys, we have the Wind Staff. This staff is not necessarily a terrible weapon itself. It is actually a pretty good weapon, but when it comes to all 4 of the staffs, this one is an absolute train wreck. So let's start off with how you actually build it. So the way you're going to build it is you're going to go to each of the 3 robots' stomping paths, and you're going to stand on one of the footprints, and you're going to wait for the robot to lift its foot over the footprint. Then you're going to shoot the little hatch with the lights around it, go up into the robot, get the piece, and then go back out. But here's the problem. Number one, you never really know when the robots are going to come through. And that part, since it's just so impossible to be able to actually tell when the robots are going to show up, it can be really hard and just time consuming to get the staff. And not only that, but when the robots do show up, the foot that has the open hatch will switch. So I was playing Origins trying to get gameplay for this, and in one of my games that I was recording, I only got up to round 8 because I went to one of the footprints, but the hatch wasn't open. I got stepped on, and I died. I like, that is probably the most annoying aspect of this staff. You never know when the robots are going to show up. You can't really tell until it's too late which foot is going to be the open foot. And then, yeah, that basically just creates a huge waiting game. It literally is like Die Rise. Die Rise to me is considered like a waiting simulator because you always wait for the elevators and everything. It's the exact same thing with the Wind Staff. Now, let's look at after you do finally build it and you go through the upgrade process. The upgrade process is actually relatively simple. You go to what's called the Crazy Place, this other world, and you're going to look up, and there are these like 4 rings with symbols on them. Now, obviously, you can easily just look up on your phone which side has these 4 specific symbols. And once you use the Wind Staff to put all those symbols together in one place, then you've done it. The ground will vibrate, you'll hear Samantha speak, and you can just go on to the next step. The puzzle for the real world is basically there's these 3, I don't know what they are. They're like giant metal balls almost, but they're puffing smoke. And what you have to do is you have to shoot each one of them to where the smoke is now blowing towards the excavation site. So that, along with having to shoot at the 4 rings with the symbols on them, there's a good chance you may run out of ammunition before you finally figure it out. Oh, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. So that part is just a huge hassle. And that's the other thing, the ammo count. The ammo count on this thing is pathetic for a staff. I mean, yes, this thing is compared to the Thunder Gun from Black Ops 1. But at least the Thunder Gun had huge amounts of power and damage and range and everything. This thing doesn't. Its ammunition is okay, but there's just all three staffs. I'm pretty sure that all three staffs have so much more ammo in their original state than this. And now you actually upgrade it. You actually go to the excavation site, you pull the switches in order to turn the giant rocks so that the yellow stone appears on all of them in a straight line. And then you shoot that yellow orb, it'll go up, and you go back to the crazy place, kill 20 zombies after putting the staff back onto the pedestal, and then boom. You have what's called Boris's Fury. And you want to know what it does? Exactly the same as the pre-upgrade version. So the pre-upgrade version will instantly kill zombies at point blank range until round 23 and knock back any zombies that are further away. The range is not as good as the Thunder Gun, so you have to get a bit closer to the zombies. That already is a bit of a drawback on it. And then the other thing, so I'm going to read to you on Call of Duty Fandom right here what it says about Boris's Fury, the upgraded version. It functions the same as its previous version. However, its blast of wind has more range and a wider area of effect. It says absolutely nothing about it having more damage. So you're telling me I went through all of that to have literally the exact same staff as I did before, but the only difference is that if I hold down the right trigger and then release, it creates a twister that will suck the zombies in for like 5 seconds or so. Wow, that's a great weapon right there. Guys, I know there are people who like the Thunder Staff, and I'll admit, it's a good wonder weapon. I did a top 5 of the worst wonder weapons, and it came in at number 5. And that's the reason. All of this right here is the reason it came in at number 5. The bad reasons and the good reasons are why it came in at number 5. Pretty good damage up until round 23, but it's literally the exact same staff when you upgrade it. So it's almost pointless. The only thing it's really going to give you is more ammunition, and that's it. That's literally all it's going to be good for. So when it comes to this staff versus all 3 of the other staffs, it is the absolute worst. It is a huge pain to get. Yes, it does pay off at first, but in the end, you would be better off using any 3 of the other staffs. So it is the worst staff among the 4. Not the worst wonder weapon of all time. Definitely not, but it is definitely the worst staff in Origins. Moving on down and coming in at 3rd place on the list, guys, we have the Lightning Staff. Now, this staff does not seem to get enough love and credit, even though the fact that, yes, it is still technically, in my opinion, the 3rd best staff in all of Origins and everything, but still, it definitely deserves a lot of praise. Now, of course, starting with the building process. So for the building process, you're going to jump onto the tank at the bottom of the church, and you are going to ride the tank to these 3 locations that you're about to see here, and you're going to pick up a piece of the staff from each one of those places. Now, keep in mind that the tank will stop right next to, like, Generator 2, next to that big concrete building next to Generator 2, so you are going to have to wait there for it to recharge in order to get the rest of the way. So there's 1 staff piece in the first half of the ride, 2 staff pieces on the second half of the ride. So what I would recommend doing is going ahead and skipping the first half and taking 1 piece from the second half, and then going all the way around a second time, getting the second piece from the first half and the 3rd piece from the second half. So that's just the way that I would do it. I think is quicker and everything. And so in order to build it, you're also going to need to get the disc for the gramophone and, of course, the crystal in the crazy place. Once you have it built, it is going to last up until about round 25 as, normal zombies and everything. But when it is upgraded, it can effectively kill until round 30 or 40. So that actually is really awesome. But, right now we're still looking at the original, so we will come back to that. But the ammo on this thing, the starting ammunition on this thing is about 9 plus 90. So, like, you have 9 in the chamber. And actually, I think it's about 12 to 120 and everything, but even so, it still has like the most ammo out of all the staffs in the game. It is just so awesome. The thing that I really love about it is the upgrade process. It's really genius, honestly. Like, it's innovative and it's a lot of fun to actually do. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into the crazy place and you're only going to use the bottom quote unquote keys. They're actually triangles. If you can see them, they're upside down triangles, and when you look on your phone at the code, it's going to show you which ones to shoot in which specific order with the lightning staff. Then the ground's going to vibrate, you're going to hear Samantha. Now, here is the really just bad part about the upgrade process that is a huge hassle and a big drawback for it. The above ground in the real world puzzle that you have to do is you have to go to all of the little power boxes that I'm going to right now, and you need to turn the dial all the way until it stops sparking. And you have to do this 7 different times at different parts of the map. So you're going to start like right around the church, then you're going to have to go all the way to like Gen 2 and even back to the spawn, then you're going to need to come back up to get to the excavation site and finish. You basically have to do a full run around the map. So this is where Stamina Up is really going to come in handy for you. I would definitely advise having Stamina Up, not just for the map, but just for this specific part of the upgrade process. And once you have that done, go to the excavation site, turn all of the rock things so that the pink gem is facing in one straight line, and then shoot the purple orb and go to the crazy place, kill the zombies, and get what is called Kamat's Bite. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but you know what? They could give pronunciations next to the names of these things so you know how to pronounce them. But anyway, like I said, once this thing is upgraded, it'll effectively kill until around 30 and 40, and it'll give you, it says here, 18 in the clip, 12 or 18 in the clip, and like 180 in reserve. So that is definite. That's like the most ammunition any Wonder Weapon has ever had. But here's why. When you hold down the right trigger and you use the charged attack on this thing, it will shoot this giant ball of lightning and either stick to the wall or stick to the ground, and it will zap the zombies. So you could easily kill like 10, 15, maybe 20. That might be a little too many, but it might be an exaggeration, but still, you can kill a boatload of zombies with this thing by using the charged attack. Now, I do think that the charged attack of the next 2 staffs are going to be a lot more powerful and a bit better, but anyways, guys, this thing is so awesome. It does not get the credit and the love that it deserves. I will admit that the upgrade process is definitely a drawback here, as well as the fact that I would still not necessarily call it the best staff just because it will burn through ammo. To use the charged attack, it will take 6. So if you have 18 in the actual clip, and you charge it and it'll take away 6, you only get to use that 3 times. So you will burn through ammo pretty quickly if you use this. So, and it is still a bit of a hassle to have to get all the pieces, build it, and upgrade it, but not nearly as badly as the wind staff. And that honestly is one of the reasons as to why it places pretty low on the list, is because it just isn't that great to have to go through all of that work in order to get such an amazing staff. I can see why they made it that way and why it does seem to be quite a bit of a hassle to get such a powerful staff, but it was just so unnecessary, and I do feel like this thing is criminally underrated, but I can definitely see some of the reasons as to why it's underrated. So it comes in at number 3 on the list. But the next two, guys, this is actually probably going to shock some people. Some people might get mad, but honestly, guys, just let me explain, and just let me explain why I put these next two where they are on the list. And now, guys, the runner-up of best staff of all time has to go to the Fire Staff. Now, I know there's a lot of people who really like the Fire Staff and think it's so awesome. I am one of those people. The Fire Staff is my absolute favorite. Which, if this was based on entirely just like what is my favorite staff and what I really like, the Fire Staff would be above the Ice Staff here, but it just can't. It cannot be, because the Fire Staff is only the second best in Call of Duty Zombies, and here's why. I am going to read to you right now. Well, okay, yeah, first let's go through the kind of building and upgrade process. Guys, the building process on this is the easiest building process in all of Call of Duty Zombies. It is. Basically, all you have to do is kill the Panzersoldat, which is actually easier than it sounds. I know it can be difficult sometimes, especially if you don't have a very powerful weapon, but it's okay. It's not too difficult. You can do it. He will give you the first piece. There will be a orange glowing plane in the sky, so just shoot at that plane, get it down, and then grab that piece, and then you just have to turn on all 6 generators to get the final piece. And then the red disc is going to be somewhere in the church and around that area, and then of course just go through the fire tunnel to the crazy place and get the fire rock, and that's it. That's really it. It is the easiest staff to build. You could have this built right after the Panzersoldat arrives. It is that easy to get this staff and build it. Now the upgrade process is still just as easy. All you have to do for the upgrade process is go back to the crazy place, stand in front of those 4 fire pit things right behind you, stand on top of the fiery grates that are over molten lava or hot coals or something, shoot the zombies as soon as they walk onto the metal, and then their bodies will fall to the ground, they'll vaporize, and it's almost like their souls will then charge the flames of the fire pits right behind you. Kill enough zombies, light all 4 fires, boom, you're done. Next, go back to the real world, go all the way back to the church building, and go into the top. You will see these red circles and these symbols on the wall. Take a look at the Fire Staff cheat sheet code on Google to line up which symbols line up with which numbers. Go down, shoot the Fire Staff at the torches that correspond to those numbers. You'll hear Samantha, and then all you gotta do is go back to the excavation site, turn all of the rocks on those rock things in order to red, shoot the red orb, go back to the crazy place, kill the zombies, get what is called the Kagutsuchis. I honestly have no freaking clue how to pronounce this. Something's blood. That's what it's called. It's Kagutsuchi's blood or something. But I'm going to read to you here exactly what its stats are, and you be the judge of how good or how bad this thing is. 300,000 upgraded. Starting ammo before the upgrade is 9 plus 90, so 99 in total. Upgraded, 132 in total. Not too far below the Lightning Staff. Range is at over 140,000. And here's the best part about it, guys. This is the part that I really love. When it's upgraded and you use its charged attack, it'll shoot 3 of the red, molten lava rocks, fire rocks, or whatever they are, just like the original does, but it'll create these 3 little puddles of lava that will spit lava up at the zombies when they try to walk over them. And then those zombies will instantly be vaporized. That is just so freaking cool. I don't know what it is about the fire staff. Maybe that's what I love so much about the fire staff. It's so easy to build, so easy to upgrade, and just so easy to get, and it will last all the way up probably until the 30s and 40s, maybe even up to like 50s and 60s with 300,000 damage. You could totally last to like the 50s or 60s on this thing. It is just such an awesome weapon. I cannot believe that something this powerful is only in one map. Okay, actually I kind of can, because it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense if it was on other maps or something more powerful or as powerful was on other maps, because this seems like just a one-time deal. But still, there is but one staff that is more powerful and better than the fire staff. So while the fire staff is definitely my favorite staff and will always have a special place in my heart when I grow old, there is one staff that is a cut above the rest. Even though we already know exactly what it is, we are going to pause for effect and kind of give it the same intro as the rest of them. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the OP staff and the absolute most OP wonder weapon in all of Call of Duty Zombies. It is the Ice Staff. And as always, we are going to start with the building process and all that, but once I read off the stats, you guys are going to know exactly why this is at number 1. And believe me, those of you who love this staff and this is your favorite staff, I am now right there with you. And how awesome this thing is. I now understand exactly why you love this thing so much. But here we go. So, in order to build it, you're going to grab a shovel and you're going to go out only when it is snowing. That's the problem. That's one of the problems here, is that you can only get it when it's snowing. But when it does snow, go to as many of the dig sites as possible. Dig on those, and hopefully with your luck, you're going to get all 3 pieces of the Ice Staff. Now, in this gameplay that I recorded for this, I actually had to come in 2 different cycles. The first snow cycle, I got 2 of the pieces, and then I had to wait for another snow cycle to get the last piece. But even so, my advice would be to leave as many of the sites as possible so that you can get the Ice Staff in just one shot. One snow cycle is all it will take for you, hopefully. But then, once you have all 3 of those pieces, you just do the exact same thing with all the other staffs. Get the disc for the gramophone and get the ice rock from the crazy place. And then once you have it built, it's actually, the same damage as all the other staffs. But the upgrade process is actually relatively easy. You're going to go back to the crazy place. You're going to look up and there's going to be these square-shaped stones with these symbols on them. But then you're going to look over to your right or your left, depending on which way you're facing. And you're going to see this big ice block sitting right there. And it's going to be kind of the same as the fire staff. It's going to have these circles and these symbols on it that is going to correspond to the symbols that are on the rocks. Then you're going to aim your ice staff up to those rocks and you're going to shoot the correct one. If you get one wrong, you have to start all over again, which is a bit of a problem. But even so, I would say that it's still a small price to pay. You can just go on your phone, look at the little cheat sheet. The only problem is that the zombies are going to be trying to get up there and kill you while you're trying to do this, and that's really the one huge inconvenience about it, is those zombies trying to kill you while you're busy. But even so. So then what you're going to do is when you go back to the real world, you're going to go to these 3 different tombstones. You're going to shoot them with the ice staff. Then you're going to shoot them with your gun in order to break them. And then you're going to hear Samantha speak. Go back to the first go to the excavation site. Do the thing in order to get the blue orb. Shoot the blue orb with the staff. And then go to the crazy place. Kill the zombies. Get the staff. And here we go. These are the stats and why this staff is the absolute best. So before upgrade, the damage is 1,000 plus 150 for like headshot or whatever. Upgraded and charged, ceases to kill in one shot around 112. So from the time you get the ice staff all the way up to around 111, you can use the upgraded and the charged version of the ice staff to kill the zombies in one shot. Because the damage is 15,840,814. Guys, go onto Call of Duty Wiki. Just type in, go onto Google or something, type in Ice Staff Call of Duty Zombies. Click on the thing that says Call of Duty Fandom or Call of Duty Wiki or whatever, and it will take you to what I'm reading right now. So there's that. Then starting ammunition is 66, but the maximum ammunition is 99, just like with the fire staff. But obviously this is going to last you a lot longer than the fire staff. The range is only at 100, but guys, come on. Come on, that damage. I mean, it's the Yui's arrow, or Ewell's. I don't know how to say this. Why can they not just have some sort of like pronunciation key right next to these names? But either way, when you shoot this thing at the ground, it will create this like ice storm, blizzard. Look at this gameplay right here. Look at this ice staff upgrade gameplay. I'm shooting it at the stairs, and it's creating this huge like blizzard just in this one area that freezes the zombies on impact and kills them. So it's perfect for the zombies, it's perfect for the Panzer Soldat, and it is just the absolute OP wonder weapon in all of Call of Duty Zombies. There is not a single wonder weapon that comes close to having that damage, that ammunition, that's obvious, but that damage and everything. And it's not even that difficult to build. Sure, it's a bit of an inconvenience and it's a chore to have to dig only when it's snowing to find the 3 pieces, but still it pays off in such a huge way. So guys, as you can see and as I have just explained, the ice staff is the #1 staff and the #1 wonder weapon in all of Call of Duty Zombies. I don't really care what anybody else says. I'm looking at the stats right now. I'm the YouTuber, so the rest of you, you're entitled to your own opinions. You can like the wind staff, you can like the lightning staff, you can like the fire staff. They are solid staffs. It's just that the ice staff is the best, and it's the one that we all should be using. And that's coming from the guy whose favorite staff is #2. Whew, oh man, thank God I actually have this Yeti cup of water, because there's no way I would have been able to make that without the 2 refills I had to get. But anyways guys, I hope it was all worth it, and I hope you all really enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, do not forget to leave a like, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for new videos posted on a regular basis, and give that notification bell a ring so you can stay up to date with all my new videos when they come out due to my new schedule with me going back to school. That is going to help you out a lot, and be sure to tell your family, your friends, and pretty much anybody you know, as I am on the way to 100 subscribers. So anything you guys could do to help me out, that would be awesome, and I'll do my part by putting out some great content for you guys. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you all next time.